As more Canadian companies look to offer or boost fertility coverage for employees, concerns surrounding infertility continue to grow for both men and women. According to a 2022 review published in the journal Human Reproduction Update, human sperm counts have fallen by over 50% worldwide over the past 50 years. A report by the Canadian Fertility and Andrology Society finds that female infertility for women between the ages of 15 and 45 occurs in 8% of couples in Canada. Meanwhile, as the labor market and specialized fields continue to become more competitive, a growing number of Canadian companies are offering fertility perks to their benefits. This includes IVF treatments, adoption, and surrogacy. But with concerns around infertility growing, what could be behind this trend, and can this be prevented? Well, joining us now to unpack these concerns in our weekly medical segment is Dr. Abhishek Raut, Medical Director at Appletree Medical Group. Dr. Raut, welcome back to Forum Daily.
Good evening, Nima.
So let's start with the findings around male infertility. What do we know so far about this, Dr. Raut, and the state of male fertility in Canada currently?
Right. So with the natural male reproduction, it really depends on two things: to make healthy sperm and then to have an erection and ejaculate so that the sperm can reach the egg. So any problems with either of those can cause male infertility issues. Typically, we see these also in infections or inflammatory conditions, for example, mumps after puberty. You can have hormonal issues as well that cause that. There are immune problems that make antibodies against your own sperm. And there are also a lot of environmental and lifestyle factors: tobacco use, heavy alcohol use, for instance. And then finally, we do see genetic issues such as cystic fibrosis or hemochromatosis and injury causing it as well. In Canada, among couples with infertility, male factors are identified as about 30% sole cause and contributing cause about 20% as well.
So considering these ongoing factors, Dr. Raut, do you see this sort of downward trend when it comes to male fertility rates continuing?
Yeah, well, if we look at obesity and lifestyle, for instance, obesity rates are certainly not decreasing in Canada. If anything, we're seeing an increase. We have about 26% of our population currently obese, and we do see that amongst children and adolescents, that's increasing. So likely we will see an increase in some of these lifestyle-related issues there for the downward trend.
Some concerning information, Dr. Raut. Now, what about female infertility? What do we know so far about trends around this globally and in Canada?
Right. So what we see worldwide is about 1 in 6 of the population experiences infertility, and about 30% of that, again, is related strictly to female infertility. There's some differences in race and ethnicity as well, but overall, we are seeing that the infertility rates are increasing as well, unfortunately, in the world and in Canada.
So what were found to be the major causes of female infertility? Were they similar to the causes behind male infertility?
That's right. So stop me if you've heard this one, but basically what we're seeing is hormonal issues here as well. So for women, it would be PCOS or dysfunction of the hypothalamus. You can also have structural issues, fallopian tube damage from things like pelvic inflammatory disease. But there are also other specific issues like endometriosis or fibroids or polyps that can also cause a lot of issues that can be quite frustrating for everyone involved. And finally, we do see quite a few cases that we just never know the reason, which of course can be equally frustrating there.
Frustrating indeed, Dr. Raut. Now, I guess let's talk about solutions. Are there any preventative measures that Canadians can take themselves to maybe protect or maintain their fertility?
Right. Yeah. So when we look at the causes, we see a lot of hormonal causes and we see a lot of lifestyle causes as well. So focusing on the lifestyle causes and fixing the hormonal causes are key. So decreasing or minimizing smoking, alcohol use, decreasing your weight or removing weight fluctuations, and stress can certainly contribute to that. So having those lifestyle factors in check are very, very helpful.
All right, Dr. Raut, about a minute left here, but what role should employers play when it comes to supporting population growth and the issue of fertility of their employees, if at all?
Right. So it's interesting because IVF, which is the big discussion here, is the most effective form of assisted reproductive technology, and of course the most expensive as well. So I think when we look at employers, the big concern is going to be that fertility or infertility is going to be a huge issue as time goes by. It certainly is a big issue now. So to be competitive, employers will really need to offer the best package, including salary vacation, and I think it would be very advantageous to also add IVF treatments as part of that package.
All right, Dr. Raut, another great interview. Thank you again for your time today.
Great. Thanks so much for having me.